Joining me today is one of my all-time favourites, Scotty Pickett. Today he's given me free rein of his latest book, Marriage of Flavours. I had to choose this because you cook it with rabbit. It's pretty much a braise, right?
Yeah, it's a braised stew, really. Yep. We've taken the sort of rabbit, which my grandma used to call the underground chicken.
Love that.
And we're doing it with chicken today.
There you go.
Some people are a bit funny about rabbit. You like it, you don't. But this is just a classic dish, a slow-cooked braised chicken with green olives and almonds.
Oh, I love the sound of this. How can I help you to get started?
Right, so you start cracking on slicing the garlic nice and fine and dicing the smoked pan cheddar.
Okay, I can do that.
And I'm going to start breaking down the chicken, really. Just joint it into legs, thighs, breast. Yeah, keep the wings on. Now, if you're a little bit funny about doing this at home, ask your butcher, or you could do this recipe just with drumsticks or just with legs if you didn't want to get the whole chicken as well. Right, I'm going to break the chicken down now. So I start by going between the thigh and the breast here. Right, I just open up the skin and you can see that it really just pops out itself. You pop out the bone, down underneath. We get the oyster. Beautiful little cut too. You can see it's just on the bottom here of the drumstick. Yeah, tucked away in there. It's beautiful, you know, for a little sauté dish. Yeah, great little sort of unknown cut. So one leg off. Yeah, same thing again, just pull away from the carcass. Skin intact, down around. Yeah, just pop out the drumstick itself, the bone. Now, right, so with the wing and the breast, there's, 5, 6, 7 different ways that you could do this. But today what I'm going to do is just go through the wing joint and then keep the wing itself and then cook that because, with the kids at home, some like the wing, some like the legs, some like the breast. And so now you can see that the breast is still on the bone.
Yes.
And you've got these little wing tips here. Now I'm just going to cut through the front here and then take off the carcass itself. Now this part here is great for either stock or I can cook it in with this chicken as well too for beautiful flavour, and I'll just take it out at the end. But there's still some meat in there too if you want to suck it off the bone as well too. Now I'm going to get my pan nice and hot and then I'm going to break through the breast and the remaining chicken here.
Yeah, because breast sometimes can be quite dry, so leaving on the bone is going to help us with that.
Yeah, it keeps it nice and moist. Now, there's a few different ways, as I said. Yeah, but today I'm going to go scissors. I'm going to scissor down either side. Yeah, just inside through the back. And then the other side as well too. Very, very simple. Right, if you've got some good kitchen shears or something through like that, and that's basically where his neck just sort of comes out and sits there too.
Too easy.
Right, so those couple of pieces at the front, they're bones, but I'm going to cook them in here just for flavour. Now that we've got this, right, you could call this a crown of chicken, like we prep our duck like this too. It's all on the bone, everything's in there, beautiful and moist. His little wings off the side here, little legs cracking away, right? And I'm just going to split that straight through the middle with the cleaver, right? Just watch your fingers and hold the bone off the side. Bang.
Done.
And then if I haven't gone exactly all the way through, then I just gently open it up with the knife again. And I've got my breast that's still on the bone.
Beautiful.
Now, I'm going to cut that in half again, just so it's a little bit easier to work in the pan. And again, I just get my cleaver, get one nice cut.
Done that a few times?
Through. Done that a few times. Ducks and chickens, even a couple of rabbits thrown in too.
Look, honestly, if you can find a rabbit, give it a go with a rabbit because it is such a delicious meat. We should be eating more.
Should be eating more rabbit and more game in Australia, really too. Chicken's a wonderful meat, but it's a little bit everywhere. If you want something special, then you could do this with duck as well too. Duck legs is, this recipe works really, really well with. Right, so straight through, Juzzy, again. It doesn't matter if they're a bit sort of bigger in different shapes, because this can be for me.
That's for me, all that, and that, and that, and that.
And that. And I'll have the little chicken wings too. Now, I've got my plain flour here. You're slicing the onions, which is great. You're getting all the mise en place done. I'm just chatting away about chicken.
It's all right. Just don't let you down, I've got to get it all ready.
Nice warm pan.
And you want a pan that goes into the oven?
Yes. Yes, and one that you can put a lid on too. Yeah, much better. Nice warm pan. Good glug of olive oil in. And then I'm just going to roll this through. Now, the reason that we do the flour with this is really so you get a beautiful crust on the chicken. Yeah, good pinch of salt in here too. And some pepper.
Is this going to also thicken the sauce?
Yeah, thickens the sauce. So that's the double-edged sword with this. You get two sort of benefits. You get a beautiful thick sauce and you get a nice crust on your chicken.
All right, let's get this in the pan, seal it off, and I'm going to finish off these veggies.
Now we've sealed the chicken, got beautiful colour on that. You've done a wonderful job on cutting all the veg for me, Juzzy, and we're going to start sealing off the veg now. But we start with the pancetta and the garlic, and then add the veg, give it about 8 minutes, good colour, get chicken on, and then we'll put it in the oven.
Okay.
Now we've got beautiful colour on our vegetables here, and then pancetta. You can smell that garlic. It's just been sort of roasting off for 6 or 7 minutes.
Yep.
Now we're going to deglass with a bit of white wine, about 100 mils.
Yep.
And then you're going to hear this sizzle. Oh, I love that sound.
Me too.
Right, now be careful. This is going to spit a little bit as the oil and the fats and the liquid actually sort of combine.
Yep.
Right. Then we're going to place the chicken on top.
Look at the crust on that chicken. So good.
And the great thing is that at the end, that you'll see later when this is finished cooking, the flour's going to give us a wonderful thick gravy, just what you want with your chicken.
Absolutely.
Now pop in my little bits here, all different shapes. It doesn't matter too much.
Herb-wise, we've got some thyme, bay leaves and tarragon, my favourite.
Yeah, go all three, Juzzy. Let's go wild, all three, just a little bit in.
Yep.
And then we'll keep some to finish the sauce later, especially the tarragon.
Okay, so I'll just put 1 sprig then.
Yep. Now the wine's reduced by half.
Yep.
Just about half cover this. It's almost a pot roast, a braise. It's not completely submerged.
Sure.
Yeah, because I want to try and have that skin, get a wonderful crispy crunch by the time it's cooked as well too.
Gorgeous.
Now I'm going to add the olives and the almonds now, Juzzy, if you can pass those to me.
Green olives.
Yep. Now these have been pitted. Yeah, but if you want to have the pips in, it's a bit like roasting chicken on the bone. You can roast it on the pip as well too.
I actually prefer it with the pip in it. Just when they're already perfectly done like this from the shop, I just don't love them.
It's not quite the same. I like to suck the olive off the pip as well too, you know. They're all good, they're good. They're going to soak up the flavour, but you could even stuff the almond into the olive. There you go. That's a good job for you, Juzzy.
Maybe we should keep a few. This is a great aperitivo.
Yeah. Right, so a few almonds as well too. You know, 50 grams, 100 grams, just the amount of nuts that you want to have with it.
Yep.
Then we're going to add the herbs.
Yep.
The thyme, the tarragon, the bay leaf. You know, you just tuck them in a little bit too. Find a little spot for those bad boys.
Isn't that beautiful?
Now, I'm going to pop the lid on at about 150 degrees for about an hour and 10 minutes, Juzzy, if you want to put that in the oven for me.
Can do, chef. Oh.
Now, we've got the chicken out of the oven, Juzzy. Right, I've taken a little bit of the braising liquor, right, a little bit of the sauce in here, and I'm just going to reduce that down by about 1/3, and then I'm going to add my butter, some mustard, and a few herbs to finish it off with.
No, I like the sound of this.
Right, but I'm going to garnish it with some Witlof or endive, okay? Beautiful bitterness. Yeah, just break these leaves up.
I love endive, or like you say, Witlof, depending on where you come from. A wonderful winter vegetable.
Yeah, beautiful. It's good in a salad as well too. It's bitter, it's crisp, it's got a wonderful texture. Right, but I'm going to caramelise this slightly. Now, to offset, the bitterness with this, just a hot pan, good drizzle of olive oil, throw the Witlof in. Now, this takes about 30 seconds or a minute. Okay. Right, I'm just going to dump the leaves down. Just drop them a little bit. A little knob of butter in there.
You serve something very similar at Matilda with your famous duck.
Yes.
Your duck is out of control, amazing.
Or with steak or beef or any kind of thing. If you look at the balance of flavours, that's a bit like Marriage of Flavours, the title of my book. It is about finding sweet, sour, salty and bitterness. It's a wonderful sort of flavour profile that really cuts through the fattiness of this dish. And this would go really well with the rabbit as well. That is actually the recipe in the book. Now, that's taken about 30 seconds. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of sugar at the end. Again, balance of flavour, sweet, sour, salty, and a little bit of bitterness. That sauce is almost there. That's been reducing. A couple of big knobs of butter to, Monte au beurre in French.
Monte au beurre, I love it.
Right. A little drizzle of olive oil as well too, just to emulsify those flats in there. Now, Juzzy, do you want to pick me a little bit of tarragon?
Sure can.
Right, I'm going to start to serve up. So some fresh herbs just to finish that sort of vibrant, beautiful tarragon flavour. One of my favourite herbs.
Me too.
Right, well, I've got a beautiful thigh here. There's a little drumstick there too. There's a wing, because my kids love the wings. The sauce is almost there. I'm going to add a nice big spoon of mustard.
Grainy mustard.
Grainy mustard, grainy mustard.
It also thickens up the sauce too, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It's a beautiful natural thickening agent. Now that's thickened the sauce, plus the flour too. You can see that's got a great consistency, and it hasn't taken too long on the stove either too.
No. Yep.
Yeah, it keeps all the flavour and the aromats in there. So look at those, some olives. You want to sprinkle a few almonds on top?
Absolutely. Look, if you wanted to, you could just pop this in the middle of the table. It's just these little fine touches.
Beautiful Witlof, yeah, just to make it a very balanced dish. And then maybe a bit of your tarragon juzzy on top. And have you sprinkled some almonds on there?
Yeah, you want more?
A couple more. Come on, it's green olives and almonds. Let's go.
Let's show it off.
You can see your carrot in there too coming out, your beautiful cutting skills. Good drizzle of olive oil. And for luck, I always finish with a little pinch of salt and a little twist of pepper.
Look at that. Chicken, olives, almonds. You can't get better than that. A la Scotty, of course.
Oh, thanks, Juzzy.